Well, hi everybody. Good morning. Meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Friday morning here, coming off of a night of heavy rain and severe weather in northern Nebraska. At this point, no longer any flood warnings or flash flood warnings. There are some up into South Dakota. There were some flash flood warnings earlier in the night, but those all were canceled. But with more rain going now and what's coming later today and into tonight, there is a bit of a flood concern. So a flood watch is in place until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning for north central Nebraska. This does include Knox County, Boyd County, Kippahaw County, Brown County, Rock County, and Holt County in north central Nebraska / northeast Nebraska. So let's take a look at our future cast. We've got a frontal boundary across northern and western areas. Most of us are in the warm sector, and we'll see mostly sunny skies. There are a few clouds here this morning, and then more clouds along with some showers and isolated thunderstorms right in here. South winds are going to crank up today. They are going to be rather strong, gusting up to around 30-35 miles per hour. There'll continue to be a chance of rain and isolated thunderstorms today in northern Nebraska, but then later this afternoon along this frontal boundary, we are going to see new showers and thunderstorms firing up. And this will mostly be north and west of the Tri-Cities early on, and that's where your best chances of severe weather will be. But later into the night, there is at least a chance around the Tri-Cities, but I do still think the best chances are going to be right in this area here. As we get further into the night, they will weaken, so the severe weather threat comes down, and eventually we'll see the chance of rain come down quite a bit for most areas. Now, tomorrow still in the warm sector in here, but the cold front is going to continue to dive southeastward, so most of us will see a bit of a cool down for tomorrow. Chances of rain come down for most of us for the day, so really the best chance is going to be in southeast Nebraska late in the day. A little severe weather possible there. Otherwise, I think most of us will see a quiet night Saturday night into Sunday morning outside of maybe a rogue thunderstorm trying to come in to play here. But that's very difficult to predict right now, so we'll see if that even happens. But otherwise, again, the vast majority of the area will be quiet Saturday night and into Sunday. And eventually this warm front moving through, we're going to warm back up heading into Sunday, and especially Monday, the heat's going to build in quite a bit. So severe weather threat, we'll see if this changes at all throughout the morning and throughout the day today here, but there's another update that's going to come out at about 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. But as of right now, the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center from earlier this morning, a slight risk. That's a level 2 out of 5 threat here in yellow. And then south of that here, so south of North Platte, Broken Bow, Ord, Albion, Norfolk, there is a marginal risk of severe storms, which gets to about Fremont, Grand Island, and Kearney. Main threats: severe wind or severe hail. That means inch in diameter or larger. Severe wind gusts, so damaging wind gusts that could be over 60 mile per hour winds. And like last night, there is even a small chance of an isolated tornado. We saw that last night, or yesterday afternoon, I should say, up in the Ainsworth area, and we could see that again. Better chances off to our east and northeast over there in northern Iowa and southern parts of Minnesota. Temperatures today are going to heat up, upper 80s and low to mid 90s. It's going to be hot, it's going to be humid, it's going to be windy. The exception is near and north of that frontal boundary, where temperatures will be staying in the 80s and even 70s in some cases in northern portions and western portions of Nebraska. Tonight's lows, 60s and 70s for lows. Very warm night over southern and eastern areas here. Cooler to the northwest. We'll get that cool down tomorrow for most areas. Highs will be in the 80s, although with the front taking its time, some places will still manage to get up into the lower 90s farther to the south. Tomorrow night, a little cooler, lows in the 60s, low and mid 60s for most of us, but then the heat begins to build back in on Sunday. We're back up into the 90s. It's going to be hot, it's going to be humid, perhaps close to 100 out west in some spots, and more of this kind of heat is going to build in and spread across the area on Monday. Monday will be our hottest day of the 7-day forecast. As you look, and you'll see it here on the 7-day forecast in just a bit here. So again, chance of showers and thunderstorms coming tonight for the Tri-Cities. It's about a 40% chance. A slight cool down tomorrow. We are back up into the low 90s on Sunday, upper 90s on Monday. Coming down a little bit Tuesday, and then more so Wednesday and Thursday back into the upper 80s. Very, very tough to predict. Slight chances of showers and thunderstorms pretty much every single day. They'll mainly be late afternoon and then evening hours where we'll have the chance of thunderstorms. So I've thrown in a generic 20% chance every one of those times there. We'll get those figured out as we get closer. They're just too tough to predict this far out. Looking at the long-range forecast, again, a bit of an up and down forecast where every once in a while that ridge over the western and southwestern United States tries to build in, such as what we're getting early next week. We may get it a little bit again right around that Friday time frame of next week. And then maybe temperatures coming back down a little bit by Saturday and into Sunday. The final weekend of June is before we cross into July. So the final part of June looks pretty much typical summer for the most part, with near and above average highs and occasional slight chances of rain and thunderstorms. North Platte, chance about a 50-50 chance of rain and thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening. Should be done before midnight. Dry most of the weekend with a small chance of showers and storms late Sunday. We'll get cooler, a couple degrees cooler Saturday, but then look at that heat building in Sunday and Monday. Monday could be close to 100 degrees. And then back down to the upper 80s and lower 90s for the middle of the week. And just like the Tri-Cities, I put generic slight chances of rain and thunderstorms in. Very difficult to forecast. We'll get that figured out as we get a little bit closer. Just like the Tri-Cities, you kind of see two peaks. One of those again early next week on Sunday and Monday. Another one right around that Friday time frame, with temperatures then coming down by the final day of June. So, again, nothing that's that unusual for this time of the year. Yes, our highs are a little bit above average, but this is typical summer weather for the most part here. Nothing when it comes to storm chances, nothing super organized tonight is probably the most organized, I guess, if you want to call it that, but most chances are not very organized. So yeah, as we wrap up the month of June, it's pretty much what you would expect for this time of the year. No major relief from the heat, but at the same time, our worst day is 100, and that's only a 1 or 2 day kind of deal, Sunday and Monday. So with that, I'm going to let you all go. I want to thank you all for watching on this Friday morning. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back with you next Monday. Talk to you all later. Bye.